Hello, gents. Thank you for your time this morning. And more importantly, thank you for launching Jeppe Boats and Blades. As a current Jeppe rowing parent and part of the Patrons Committee, I'm honoured to be included in this very exciting initiative. Would you allow me a few minutes to explore with you how this came about and what you hope to achieve? I'll start with Greg. Please give our audience a small intro about yourself and what year you were part of the Jeppe Rowing Club.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, firstly, thank you for the interview and thank you for taking your time. From my side, I was part of the rowing club from seasons 79 through to 83. I rowed in the first 8 for 2 seasons, so that was 81, 82, and then 82, 83. In my final season, I was the club captain and was selected for Transvaal schools.
Great. Now tell me about Jeppe Boats and Blades and your objective for launching this initiative.
Well, the week after the 2020 schools champs, I inquired about how the first 8 had done. So this was via the Jeppe Rowing Facebook page, and Volkert said that the team had come first in the heat and fourth in the final. And I thought, that is a fair result. Maybe not in the medals, but it is a fair result. And shortly after that, in fact, Michelle, you informed me that this was achieved in a borrowed boat, and that they did not have a boat of their own. And of course, I was hugely impressed by that. And I recall saying as much in the post. And probably about a day or two later, Chris got hold of me. And he too had heard about the first 8 and the fact that they were boatless. And at that point, we both decided it is almost instantaneous that we needed to do something about the situation. And here we are.
Thanks, Greg. And next up is Chris. Chris, let us tell us a little bit about yourself and what year you were at Jeppe Rowing.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you very much for taking this interview. So I started rowing in 1983, and my first introduction to rowing was actually with Greg LaRue. And my first time in a boat was actually in a boat called the Tub. Ended up in first light grade 4s and first 4s in the open division, and ended my career in the 86-87 season at Jeppe.
So where do you see Jeppe Boats and Blades in the Jeppe Rowing Club in 5 years' time?
So we envisaged Jeppe Boats and Blades to gain critical mass in the next 5 years, which will go to facilitate the Jeppe Rowing Club to become a force to be reckoned with within the rowing community.
And Greg, if I can ask you, how do ex-Jeppe boys become involved in Boats and Blades?
Yeah, sure. There's a number of ways the old boys can get involved. First of all, they can commit to making a monthly contribution to the boat fund, and this can be as little as 88 Rand a month. So what we're looking for there is just a regular amount that people give, that we can actually manage this and understand how we're growing and heading towards our target. Secondly, they can bid for one of the Peter Lambert items of kit, and there's details of this on, there's details of this on the website. Bearing in mind that we're chasing a target of 465,000 Rand, and we need as many people on board as possible. So I would really encourage the old boys to invite their schoolmates to get involved too, noting that, and this is really important, that 100% of the donations received will go towards Boats and Blades. There's no admin fees, there's no none of the fees will be siphoned off to anything else other than Boats and Blades. That's it.
That's cool. And can a corporate get involved? Chris?
Absolutely. We're actually encouraging corporates to come involved in sponsoring equipment for the rowing club, to the point where Greg and I are open to meeting relevant corporates to dovetail our equipment needs to suit their financial assistance and corporate branding.
Okay. And then Greg, can anyone get involved? Can you just make a donation, or is there a specific thing?
Yes, no, anyone can get involved. The great news is right off the kick, basically at the start, we've already received some donations, and this is all paid into the Jeppe Boats and Blades trust account. This is being managed by Right Proposed Innes attorneys. They're based in Bedford View. And there are a number of old boys and girls who are actually part of that firm. So, we've sought to involve the Jeppe community as much as possible, and having right rows in us as our attorneys and making sure that the trust account is managed properly is number one, very important to our aim of being transparent. But secondly, it also just, I suppose, taps into the wider Jeppe community.
Okay, and then Greg, can you tell us who's Peter Lambert?
Yeah, sure. So Peter Lambert, I mentioned the auction earlier on, and Peter Lambert is an ex-Jeppe rowing boy, and he's gone on to win gold and silver medals in the quadruple sculls at the World Cups regatta for Great Britain. And he's also represented Great Britain in the Olympics. So in 2016, he was part of the quad sculls in Rio, and I know that he's been nominated for the for Team GB for the Tokyo 2021 Olympic squad. So we're very excited that he's given us these donations, and we're certainly looking forward to being able to make that available for bidding and have people get the opportunity to own some of his kit.
Okay, and then Chris, can you tell us a bit about the items? What has been given to us, and I believe there's one or two items that we'll be able to retain as a club?
That's correct, Michelle. So as Greg said, Peter Lambert kindly arranged for items for our auction, and they include a GB rowing tri-suit, a GB Olympic tri-suit, as well as 3 GB World Champ tri-suits. We're also auctioning 2 tri-suits signed by Peter Lambert for a willing donor to sponsor back to the Alan Francis Rowing Centre. And these are 2 tri-suits, as I said. The auction is set to close on the 15th of May this year. So auction's open to anyone who's willing to bid.
Okay, cool. And the tri-suits that aren't framed, those obviously the boys or the guys that bid for them can wear them and keep them.
Yeah, of course, yes. And anyone in the world who wants to bid for it, and if they win the bid, they will be able to post it off to them, and they would be able to wear it. So it's a beautiful opportunity for the UK rowers to possibly buy something at the Rand Pound exchange. So it's a beautiful idea.
Right, and then Greg, I believe there's a newsletter. Can people sign up for this newsletter?
Yes, there's a newsletter, and the link, the quickest way and the best way to subscribe is to go onto our website. There's a hyperlink at the top of the page, and just click on there and fill in details, and you will be added to the subscriber list. And of course, this is the best way for people to stay informed, to get regular updates, and to see how we're progressing with our target and achieving the objectives.
And what is that website link, Audrey?
That is www.jeppeboatsandblades.co.za.
Okay, cool. And then Chris, how are we going to get hold of this community of people, of ex-Jeppe boys or ex-oarsmen? How do we reach out to them?
So at the moment, currently the Jeppe Old Boys Association has given us a current database of just under 200 ex-oarsmen, which we will be emailing through the email that we're sending out shortly. And hopefully from that we will then they'll in turn be able to send out links to their to their ex-peers or rowing peers to link onto us, back up to us. Further to that, we also have the Facebook Jeppe Boats and Blades group. Currently we have just under 40 members there, and all ex-rowers are being invited to come and join that group as well. We also obviously, as Greg said, we also have a subscribe page that we're hoping that people will plug into to join our mailing list, and then be able to add on to their mates to come on.
Okay. Cool, guys. Thanks so much. I think lastly, it would be quite apt for you to share an anecdote with me of your time at Jeppe. So I'll start with Greg. Tell me something special or something you remember.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. Yeah, there's many. So when you first asked me that question, I had to go through the list and see which one was going to be, I suppose, one that one of the many that I'd want to share. So this is I remember training Mr. Brian Chain. He was a new teacher at Jeppe, and he'd been, I suppose, in many ways roped into being the rowing master. And a teammate, I don't recall who it was. It might have been John White and myself. We were in the speedboat, and Mr. Chain, along with one or two other boys, were in that bathtub that Chris was talking about. So it was a really colossal, heavy old boat. It was unbelievable. If you could get it moving, it was impressive in itself. And all I'll say is that what Mr. Chain lacked in skill, he certainly made it for an enthusiasm, and we stayed in touch for long after I left school. So I think that just that teacher-boy relationship and the fact that it was kind of started at me coaching a teacher to row was quite an experience.
That's cool. And yours, Chris?
So my anecdote actually goes back to a race we were having during a training session with Alan Francis, where I was in under 15.8s against the under 16s and the opens, and obviously there's a staggered start. And as the first 8s came past us, they happened to it was dusk when we were doing this race, and as the first 8 came past us, just before the 1K mark, the coxswain hadn't noticed that he had actually gone out of his lane and hit the 1K pontoon, smashing the bow of the boat. I have never seen 8 people climb out of a boat so fast to save the boat. And the camaraderie from that event actually sticks to my mind very vividly.
That's very cool. That's really cool, I must say. Being a rowing parent, I've witnessed some amazing stuff take place on that water with those boys, and I have many, many fond memories next to the dam. So guys, I think it's been great chatting to you. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I think I can speak on behalf of the Patrons Committee and the boys that this is such an exciting journey, and we really look forward to the day when you hand over that boat to our first 8. And yeah, I'm hoping we can interview some more old boys along the way, and perhaps with your help and guidance, you can suggest some guys for us to chat to, and we can keep this going, because I think it's quite cool to speak to the old boys and get to hear their stories.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot for your time, and till then, keep calm and keep pulling together for goal.
Thank you.
Thank you.